They say home is where the heart is. But what happens when the people you trusted most sell your home, while you're lying in a hospital bed, fighting for your life? I was gone for months, and when I returned, my world was unrecognizable. I'm lying in a hospital bed, my body weak from surgery, when my brother Marcus walks in with papers in his hand. He doesn't ask how I'm feeling. He doesn't even sit down. Instead, he clears his throat and says, "We sold the house." For a moment, I think I misheard him. The pain medication makes everything fuzzy. What house? I ask, my voice barely a whisper. Our house. Mom and Dad's house. The one you've been living in. He slides the papers onto my bedside table. We got a good offer. Couldn't pass it up. My heart pounds. That house is mine. Dad left it to me in his will 2 years ago. Mom passed 6 months later, and the house became my sanctuary. My home. Marcus, that's my house. Dad left it to me. He shrugs. You've been in here 3 weeks. We needed to act fast. The buyer wanted a quick close. His tone is casual, like he's discussing the weather. I try to sit up, but pain shoots through my chest. You can't sell my house. Marcus walks toward the door. Already done. You'll need to move out by next month. After Marcus leaves, I stare at the ceiling, my mind racing. This can't be legal. The house is in my name. Dad's will was clear. But I'm too weak to fight right now. Too exhausted from the surgery that saved my life. I underwent emergency heart surgery 3 weeks ago. A genetic condition I never knew I had nearly killed me. I collapsed at work, woke up in the ICU, and spent the next weeks recovering. My family barely visited. Marcus came once. My sister Laura sent a text, "Hope you're okay." Now I understand why they stayed away. They were busy plotting. I reach for my phone with shaking hands and call my lawyer, David Chen. He's been my father's attorney for 20 years and handled the estate when Dad passed. He answers on the 3rd ring. David, it's me. Riley. My family just sold my house. While I was in the hospital. Can they do that? There's a long pause. What? No. Absolutely not. That house is solely in your name. If they forged your signature, that's fraud. What do I do? First, get copies of everything. I'll file an emergency injunction. We'll stop this. I hang up, feeling slightly better. But deep down, I know this fight will be brutal. The next day, Laura finally visits. She's dressed in expensive clothes I've never seen before, carrying a designer purse. She sits in the chair by my bed, crossing her legs elegantly. "How are you feeling, Riley?" she asks, her voice dripping with fake concern. "How do you think I feel? You helped Marcus sell my house." She doesn't even pretend to look guilty. "It's not just your house. It's the family house. We all grew up there. We deserve a share." I stare at her in disbelief. Dad left it to me. Legally. In his will. Dad was sick when he made that will. He wasn't thinking clearly. She examines her nails. Besides, you don't need that big house all by yourself. You're single, no kids. We have families to support. So you committed fraud? Laura stands abruptly. We did what was necessary. You've always been Dad's favorite. Always got everything handed to you. Well, not this time. She grabs her purse. The house sold for $400,000. You'll get your share once we split it 3 ways. 3 ways? That house is worth at least $600,000. She's already at the door. Be grateful you're getting anything. Then she's gone. I spend the next week gathering evidence. David files the injunction, but the sale already went through. The buyers, a couple named the Harpers, took possession 2 days ago. My belongings were moved to a storage unit without my permission. David explains the legal reality. We can sue for fraud. We can void the sale. But it'll take months, maybe a year. And it'll cost money you might not have. I have savings, I say. I'll use everything if I have to. What David doesn't know is that I have more than savings. Much more. For the past 8 years, I've been running a quiet online business. I started with web design, then expanded into digital marketing consultation. I built a client base that includes Fortune 500 companies. I live modestly, drive an old car, wear simple clothes. But my bank account has 7 figures. Nobody in my family knows. I never told them because I saw how money changed people. When Dad sold his company for $2 million, Marcus and Laura started acting entitled. They spent money they didn't have, assuming they'd inherit Dad's fortune. But Dad donated most of his money to charity before he died. The house was his final gift to me, the child who actually took care of him during his illness. 2 weeks after surgery, I'm finally discharged. I have nowhere to go. My house, my home, is occupied by strangers. So I check into a hotel, a nice one downtown. I need space to think and plan. That evening, I drive past my old house. There's a car in the driveway I don't recognize. Lights are on inside. Through the window, I see the Harpers moving furniture. My father's favorite chair is gone. My mother's garden looks trampled. Rage builds in my chest, but I force myself to stay calm. Anger won't fix this. Strategy will. I pull out my laptop and start researching. I look up the Harpers, the real estate agent who handled the sale, and the closing documents David obtained. That's when I notice something interesting. The house sold for $350,000, not $400 like Laura claimed. And according to county records, Marcus and Laura received the money directly. They split it 50-50. They cut me out completely. And they lied about the sale price. I take screenshots of everything. Then I start digging deeper into the street itself, Maple Grove Lane. It's a small street, just 12 houses total. Quiet, suburban, the kind of neighborhood where everyone knows everyone. And that's when I get an idea. The next morning, I meet with David at his office. I bring all my evidence, bank statements, county records, screenshots of text messages where Marcus discussed the sale. This is ironclad fraud, David says, reviewing everything. We can definitely void the sale and pursue criminal charges. I want to do more than that, I say quietly. I want to make sure they can never do this again. David looks at me carefully. What are you thinking, Riley? I lean forward. What if I buy the whole street? He blinks. What? Maple Grove Lane. All 12 houses. If I own the entire street, Marcus and Laura can never touch anything that's mine again. And I'll have leverage. David sits back, considering. That's ambitious. Do you have that kind of capital? I open my laptop and show him my business account balance. His eyes widen. I built a digital marketing empire over 8 years. Nobody knows. I kept it quiet. I close the laptop. Now I want to use it. David nods slowly. Okay. Let me look into which houses might be for sale. This could actually work. Not might be, I correct him. I want all 12. Whatever it takes. Over the next 3 weeks, David and I create a strategy. We discover that 3 houses on Maple Grove Lane are already on the market. 2 more homeowners are elderly and considering selling. That's 5 out of 12. I make offers on all 3 listed properties. Full asking price, cash, quick close. All 3 sellers accept within days. For the 2 elderly homeowners, I approach them personally. I introduce myself as Riley Chen, a local investor interested in providing them with retirement funds. I offer 20% above market value. Both accept gratefully. That's 5 houses. Plus my original home makes 6, once we legally reclaim it. For the remaining 6, I get creative. I research each family. The Johnsons are struggling with medical debt. The Chens want to move closer to their daughter in California. The Rodriguez family is underwater on their mortgage after a job loss. I approach each family with personalized offers. I pay off the Johnsons' medical debt in exchange for their house. I offer the Chens a generous price that'll let them relocate comfortably. I help the Rodriguez family by purchasing their home and clearing their debt. Within 2 months, I own 9 of the 12 houses on Maple Grove Lane. The only ones remaining are mine, the Harpers, and 2 families who aren't interested in selling yet. Marcus and Laura have no idea what I'm doing. They think I'm still fighting the legal battle over my one house. They don't know I'm quietly buying the entire street through an LLC I created called Maple Holdings. My lawyer David is the public face of the company. All transactions go through him. My name appears nowhere. Meanwhile, the fraud case against Marcus and Laura is building. David has filed criminal complaints. The district attorney is investigating. But legal processes move slowly. I don't mind. I'm patient. One evening, I'm reviewing property documents in my hotel room when my phone rings. It's my Aunt Susan, my father's sister. She's the only family member who visited me regularly in the hospital. I heard what Marcus and Laura did, she says, her voice tight with anger. I can't believe they'd betray you like that. Did they tell you? No. I found out through the family grapevine. They've been bragging about their windfall. She pauses. Your father would be heartbroken. I'm handling it, I assure her. I know you are, Riley. You're like your father, quiet but strong. She hesitates. There's something you should know. Marcus took out a loan using the house as collateral before you even went into the hospital. My blood runs cold. What? He forged your signature on a home equity loan. $75,000. That's why he was desperate to sell, the loan was coming due, and he couldn't pay it back. I close my eyes. The betrayal goes even deeper than I thought. How do you know this? His wife told my daughter during a family dinner. She was drunk and let it slip. She thought it was funny how Marcus got one over on you. After hanging up with Aunt Susan, I immediately call David. Marcus took out a fraudulent loan against my house. We need to add that to the charges. David sighs. This family of yours really went all in on fraud, didn't they? Apparently. I'll contact the bank tomorrow. With this added evidence, the DA will definitely pursue charges. We're talking multiple felonies now. That night, I can't sleep. I keep thinking about my father's disappointment. He worked so hard to build something for his family, and Marcus and Laura destroyed it all out of greed. But I'm going to rebuild. Bigger and better. By morning, I make a decision. I'm not just buying the street to protect myself. I'm buying it to create something good. A community. A legacy my father would be proud of. 3 months after my surgery, I finally meet the Harpers face to face. I knock on their door, technically my door, one Saturday afternoon. Mrs. Harper answers, a kind-looking woman in her 50s. Can I help you? Hi, I'm Riley Chin, the previous owner of this house. I was hoping we could talk. Her expression shifts to uncomfortable recognition. Oh. Oh dear. Please come in. Inside, the house looks different but familiar. They've painted the walls, changed some furniture. But the bones of my childhood home remain. Mr. Harper joins us in the living room. We heard about the situation, he says carefully. We had no idea the sale was fraudulent. Our real estate agent assured us everything was legitimate. I believe you, I say honestly. You're victims in this too. Mrs. Harper looks relieved. We love this house. We really do. But we don't want to be involved in fraud. I take a breath. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm buying most of the houses on this street. My goal is to own the whole block. I'd like to buy this house back from you. They exchange glances. Mr. Harper speaks first. We paid $350 for it. We just moved in. I'll give you $400,000. Plus cover all your moving costs. You'll make a profit. Mrs. Harper's eyes widen. That's very generous. I want my home back, I say simply. But I also want to be fair. The Harpers agree to my offer. Within a week, we have a contract. They'll move out in 60 days, and I'll reclaim my childhood home. That makes 10 out of 12 houses. The remaining two families, the Patels and the Thompsons, aren't interested in selling. The Patels have lived there for 30 years. The Thompsons just renovated their home. I respect their decisions and don't push. Instead, I focus on my 10 properties. I hire a property management company to handle maintenance and improvements. I renovate the empty houses, updating kitchens and bathrooms, repainting, landscaping. My plan is to rent most of them to carefully selected tenants. Families who need stable housing. People who'll appreciate the neighborhood and take care of it. But my childhood home, that one I'm keeping for myself. For months after Marcus sold my house, I move back in. David has successfully voided the fraudulent sale. The Harpers received their payment from my LLC, and everyone's happy. Except Marcus and Laura. They're currently facing criminal charges for fraud, forgery, and theft. The district attorney is seeking prison time. Their assets are frozen as the investigation continues. I haven't spoken to either of them since Laura visited me in the hospital. But I'm about to. Marcus calls me one evening. I almost don't answer, but curiosity wins. We need to talk, he says, his voice strained. About what? This has gone too far. The criminal charges, the investigation, it's destroying our lives. I lean back in my father's favorite chair, which I rescued from storage. You sold my house while I was dying in a hospital. You forged my signature. You stole from me. And now you want mercy? We made a mistake. His voice rises. But we're family. You can drop the charges. Tell the DA it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was theft. Please, Riley. He sounds desperate now. I have kids. Laura has kids. They don't deserve to see their parents go to prison. You should have thought about that before you committed multiple felonies. Silence. Then, quietly, how much do you want? Excuse me? To drop the charges. Name your price. I actually laugh. Marcus, you have nothing I want. You sold everything to scam me. You're broke. I can get money. I can borrow. From who? Dad's gone. You burned through your inheritance. You can't even make your mortgage payments. I pause. I know everything, Marcus. The loan you took out, the lies you told. Everything. How? Aunt Susan told me. And I did my own digging. You've been stealing from me for years. Marcus hangs up without another word. 20 minutes later, Laura calls. I answer, expecting more begging. You smug bitch, she hisses. Good evening to you too, Laura. You think you're so clever, don't you? Buying up the whole street like some kind of real estate mogul. Playing the victim. I am the victim. You stole my house. That house should have been split 3 ways. Dad had no right. Dad had every right. It was his house. His decision. You weren't there when he was dying. You didn't take care of him. I did. So you manipulated him. I loved him. There's a difference. I'm tired of this conversation. Laura, you and Marcus are going to prison. The evidence is overwhelming. The DA has everything. Accept it. We'll fight this. We'll prove you coerced Dad, that you manipulated. Try it. I have 8 years of documentation showing I cared for him. Medical records, caregiver logs, everything. You visited him twice in his final year. Twice. She's silent for a long moment. Then, I hope you're happy. You got everything, and we got nothing. You got exactly what you earned, consequences. I hang up. The trial happens 6 months later. I attend every day, sitting in the back of the courtroom. Marcus and Laura both look tired, defeated. Their lawyers try to paint me as vindictive, as the spoiled favorite child. But the evidence speaks for itself. Forged signatures. Fraudulent loans. Stolen proceeds. Wire fraud. Identity theft. The jury deliberates for 3 hours. They find both guilty on all counts. Marcus is sentenced to 4 years in federal prison. Laura gets 3 years. Both are ordered to pay restitution, every penny they stole, plus damages. I don't feel triumphant. I feel sad. This is my family. My brother and sister. But they chose greed over love. After sentencing, Aunt Susan meets me outside the courthouse. Your father would be proud of you, she says, hugging me tight. You stood up for yourself. I just wanted justice. You got it. And you got your home back. What's next? I smile. I'm going to build something good. Something Dad would love. Over the next year, I transform Maple Grove Lane. I renovate all 10 properties I own. I rent them to families at fair, affordable rates. I install a community garden in one of the larger backyards. I organize block parties and neighborhood cleanups. The Patels and Thompsons, the 2 families who didn't sell, become good friends. They appreciate the improvements to the neighborhood. Maple Grove Lane becomes known as the best street in the city, safe, beautiful, community-oriented. One afternoon, I'm working in my home office when I receive an unexpected email. It's from the Thompson family, the ones who didn't want to sell initially. Dear Riley, it reads. We're relocating for work. We know you expressed interest in our home before. If you're still interested, we'd love to sell to you. You've made this street wonderful. I call them immediately. I'm absolutely interested. We negotiate a fair price. Within weeks, I own 11 of the 12 houses on Maple Grove Lane. The only remaining property is the Patel's home. But Mr. Patel calls me one evening with news. Riley, we're moving to Florida to be near our grandchildren. We've loved this street, and we've loved what you've done with it. Would you like to buy our house? I would be honored. 3 months later, the sale closes. I own all 12 houses on Maple Grove Lane. The entire street. I stand in the middle of the road one evening, looking at the homes lined up on either side. Lights glow in windows. Families are having dinner. Children are playing in yards. This is what Dad wanted. A legacy of community and care. Marcus and Laura are in prison. They'll be released eventually, but they'll never threaten my home again. They'll never touch what I've built. 2 years after my surgery, I'm thriving. My digital marketing business continues to grow. I manage the 12 properties on Maple Grove Lane through my LLC, providing affordable housing to families who truly need it. I've also started a nonprofit. The Second Chance Housing Foundation provides transitional housing for people who've faced medical crises. People like me, who almost lost everything because of illness. I use 3 of my Maple Grove properties for the foundation. Families stay rent-free for up to a year while they rebuild their lives. One evening, I'm hosting a neighborhood barbecue when a car pulls up. A woman steps out, someone I don't recognize. She looks nervous as she approaches. "Are you Riley Chen?" she asks. "I am. Can I help you?" "I'm Marcus's wife. Ex-wife, I should say. We divorced while he was in prison." She wrings her hands. "I wanted to apologize for what he did. What they both did. I knew about the plan, but I didn't stop it. I'm so sorry." I'm surprised by her honesty. "Thank you for saying that. Marcus told me what you built here. The community, the foundation, all of it." She wipes her eyes. "He regrets everything. I know that doesn't fix what he did, but he regrets it." "How is he?" "Getting out in 6 months. He's changed. Prison humbled him." She looks at the houses. "This is beautiful. What you've done." After Marcus's ex-wife leaves, I think about forgiveness. I don't know if I can forgive my siblings yet. Maybe someday. But for now, I'm focused on building, not dwelling on the past. My health has fully recovered. The surgery was successful, and I've maintained a healthy lifestyle. I'm stronger now than I was before the illness. My business is thriving. I've hired a team of 5 people to help manage the growing workload. We work remotely, which means I can work from my home office, the same room where my father used to work. Aunt Susan visits often. She brings meals, helps with the neighborhood events, and has become a surrogate mother to me. She fills the gap my own mother left. One afternoon, she asks, "Do you ever think about expanding? Buying another street?" I laugh. "Maybe someday. For now, I'm happy with what I have." "Your father would be so proud." "I wish he could see this." "I think he can," I say softly. I feel him here sometimes. "In this house, on this street." She squeezes my hand. "He gave you this house because he knew you'd protect it. And look what you've done, you've protected an entire community." That evening, I walk through my childhood home. Each room holds memories. The kitchen where Mom taught me to bake. The living room where Dad read to me. My old bedroom, now converted to a guest room. This house isn't just property. It's love, crystallized in walls and windows. 6 months later, Marcus is released from prison. He calls me the day he gets out. I almost don't answer, but something makes me pick up. "It's me," he says quietly. "I know. Can we talk? In person?" I hesitate. Then, "Okay. Come to the house tomorrow at 2. When Marcus arrives, I barely recognize him. He's lost weight, his hair is graying, and he looks 10 years older. He stands on the porch, our childhood porch, looking uncertain. "Come in," I say. He walks slowly through the house, taking everything in. "You kept Dad's chair." "Of course I did." We sit in the living room. Marcus can't meet my eyes. I don't know where to start. Start with the truth. He takes a deep breath. "I was jealous. Of you, of Dad's relationship with you. When he left you the house, it felt like proof that he loved you more. So I told myself I deserved a piece of it. I convinced Laura, and we planned the whole thing. He finally looks at me. It was wrong. All of it. I destroyed our family because of greed and jealousy. Yes, you did. Can you ever forgive me, Riley? I'm quiet for a long moment. I don't know, Marcus. You didn't just steal my house. You betrayed me when I was at my most vulnerable. You could have killed me with that stress. Marcus nods, tears in his eyes. I know. I'll live with that guilt forever. What do you want from me? Nothing. I just wanted you to know I'm sorry. And that I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to be better. He stands. I have a job lined up. Warehouse work. I'm starting over from nothing, and that's what I deserve. As he walks toward the door, I make a decision. Marcus, wait. He turns. I have 3 properties on this street that I use for my non-profit. We help people who've hit rock bottom rebuild their lives. I pause. One of them is empty right now. You can stay there for up to a year, rent-free, while you get back on your feet. His jaw drops. Why would you do that? Because despite everything, you're still my brother. And because Dad would want me to help you, even after what you did. I meet his eyes. But this is your only chance. If you betray me again, you're done. Marcus breaks down crying. Thank you. I swear, I won't let you down. We'll see. He moves into the property the next week. I keep my distance but check in occasionally through my property manager. Marcus works hard at his warehouse job. He attends therapy. He starts volunteering in the community garden. Slowly, very slowly, I see him change. Laura is released 3 months after Marcus. Unlike him, she doesn't call or reach out. I hear through Aunt Susan that she moved to another state, wanting nothing to do with the family. I'm sad about that, but I understand. Laura was always prideful. Facing what she did would require humility she doesn't have. Maybe someday she'll come around. Maybe not. Meanwhile, my life continues to blossom. My business hits 8 figures in annual revenue. I expand the Second Chance Housing Foundation to 2 other neighborhoods in the city. I start dating someone, a teacher I met at a neighborhood event. He's kind, patient, and has no interest in my money. We take things slow, but I'm hopeful. One evening, I'm having dinner with Marcus and Aunt Susan at my house. It's the first time we've shared a meal since before the betrayal. Marcus looks around the table. I never thought we'd be here. That you'd forgive me enough to let me back into your life. I haven't fully forgiven you yet, I say honestly. But I'm working on it. And I see you're trying to change. Every single day, he promises. Aunt Susan raises her glass. To second chances. We all clink glasses. It's not perfect. We're not the family we once were. But we're building something new, something healthier. 3 years after the betrayal, Maple Grove Lane is unrecognizable from what it once was. The 12 houses are beautifully maintained, the street lined with trees I planted. The community garden produces vegetables that residents share. Local news does a feature on the neighborhood, calling it a model for community-oriented development. They interview me, though I downplay my role. It's the residents who make this place special, I tell the reporter. But word gets out about my ownership. People start calling me the woman who bought a street. Some see it as inspiring. Others think it's excessive. I don't care what people think. I know why I did it. I protected what was mine and built something meaningful in the process. Marcus has been out of prison for over a year now. He's moved into his own apartment, gotten a promotion at work, and started a relationship with someone who knows his past and accepts him anyway. We have dinner once a month. Our relationship is cordial but not close. I don't know if it'll ever be close again. But it's something. Laura sends a letter out of nowhere. It's short, Riley. I'm sorry for what I did. I hope you're well. I'm working on becoming a better person. Maybe someday we can talk. Laura. I write back, I hope you are well too. When you're ready to talk, I'll listen. It's not forgiveness yet. But it's a door left open. One afternoon, I'm showing a prospective tenant one of the properties when a luxury car pulls up. A well-dressed man steps out, looking around with interest. Excuse me, he says, approaching. I'm a real estate developer. I've been watching this neighborhood. I'd like to make you an offer on the entire street. I'm immediately wary. It's not for sale. I haven't told you my offer yet. He names a figure, $10 million. It's more than double what I've invested. It's a life-changing amount of money, even for me. Not interested, I say. You haven't even considered it. I don't need to. This isn't about money. He looks frustrated. Everything's about money. You're a businesswoman. You understand profit. I understand community. These aren't just properties. They're homes. And I'm not selling them so you can tear them down and build condos. How did you? It's what developers do. The answer is no. He leaves his card anyway. In case you change your mind. I throw the card away the moment he drives off. That evening, I think about the offer. $10 million. I could do a lot of good with that money. But I'd be destroying what I built. Displacing the families who've made this street their home. No amount of money is worth that. My nonprofit foundation continues to grow. We've helped over 50 families transition from crisis to stability. Many of them stay in the neighborhood, becoming part of the community. One family in particular stands out. The Ramirez family moved in after Mrs. Ramirez survived cancer. They had medical debt, lost their home, and were living in their car. My foundation gave them one of the Maple Grove properties rent-free for a year. Now, 2 years later, Mr. Ramirez has a stable job. Their kids are thriving in school. Mrs. Ramirez is cancer-free and volunteers at the community garden. You saved our lives, Riley, Mrs. Ramirez tells me one day, tears in her eyes. We were drowning, and you threw us a rope. You saved yourselves, I correct her. I just gave you a stable place to stand. We'll never forget what you did. Stories like theirs remind me why I fought so hard. Why I bought the whole street. It was never about revenge or proving something to Marcus and Laura. It was about creating something good from something terrible. One evening, I'm sitting on my porch when a car pulls up. An elderly couple steps out, people I don't recognize. Are you Riley Chin? The woman asks. I am. We lived in one of these houses 40 years ago. We raised our children here. We heard about what you've done, and we wanted to see it. She looks around, smiling. It's more beautiful than we remember. The man speaks up. When we lived here, it was a good neighborhood. But it fell into disrepair over the years. Seeing it revitalized like this, it's wonderful. Would you like a tour? I offer. They walk with me down the street. I show them the community garden, the playground I installed in one of the larger yards, the little library box where neighbors share books. This is what neighborhoods should be, the woman says. People caring for each other. That was my goal. Before they leave, the man shakes my hand. Your parents would be proud. I remember your father, good man. He'd love seeing this. After they drive away, I sit on my porch and think about my father. About the legacy he left me, and the legacy I'm building. My phone buzzes. It's a message from my boyfriend. Dinner tomorrow? My place? I smile and reply, can't wait. Life is good. Not perfect, it never is. But good. I have my health, my home, my work, and a growing community that feels like family. Marcus stops by the next morning. He's bringing vegetables from the garden. Thought you might want these. Thanks. We stand in awkward silence for a moment. Then he says, I drove by the house yesterday. Our old house. The one I sold. And I realized I didn't just sell a house. I sold our childhood. Our parents' memory. Everything that mattered. He looks at me. But you got it back. And you made it better. For years after they sold my house while I was in the hospital, I'm sitting in that same house, looking at a photo album. Pictures of Mom and Dad, of Marcus and Laura and me as kids. We were happy once. A real family. I don't know if we'll ever be that family again. But I've made peace with it. Some relationships can be repaired. Others can't. And that's okay. What matters is what I built from the ashes of betrayal. Not just properties and rental income, but a real community. A place where people support each other, where families can rebuild after crisis, where home actually means something. Marcus texts me, family dinner this Sunday? Aunt Susan is cooking. I reply, I'll be there. It's a small step. But it's a step. Later that evening, I walk down Maple Grove Lane. Lights glow in every window. I hear laughter from the Ramirez house. See kids playing basketball at the Johnsons. Smell dinner cooking at the Chens. This street isn't just mine. It belongs to everyone who lives here. I'm just the one who protected it and made it possible. My phone rings. It's my lawyer, David. You'll never guess who called me today. Who? A reporter from a national magazine. They want to do a feature on your housing foundation and what you've done with Maple Grove Lane. I consider this. Publicity could help the foundation grow. Tell them yes. But make it about the foundation, not about me. Will do. I hang up and take one last look at the street. My street. The street my family tried to take from me while I fought for my life in a hospital bed. They thought they'd won. They thought they'd stolen my inheritance and gotten away with it. Instead, I turned their betrayal into something beautiful. I didn't just get my house back, I built an empire of community and care. They sold one house. I bought 12. They destroyed a family legacy. I created a new one. And now, standing in the middle of Maple Grove Lane surrounded by homes full of life and love, I know one thing for certain, I won. Not through revenge or bitterness, but through resilience and vision. My name is Riley Chen. My family sold my house while I was in the hospital. Now I own the whole street. And I'm just getting started. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because every story here reminds us that pain isn't the end, it's the beginning of power.